Okay, here we go.
Hi.
Everybody, this is my friend Angie, and this is my boy, Casey. You get a shout out. What up, son?
Special guest.
What up? Hi, bud. One of my dreams post-COVID, really, I'm going to have a queue of not only the friends I visit, but all the babies that I'm going to hug and snuggle. You're on the list, my friend. You're on the list. He'll be actually a really great prop as we talk about posing. But first, let's chat into you and I were FaceTiming together. Let's talk about how we know each other. And that is through our creative community here in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's funny. I moved to San Francisco in 2016 from Philadelphia. It was a year after I started my business, and I was really active in the Tuesdays Together in Philly. So when I moved and I found out that there was one in SF, it was freaking awesome to just have that instant community. And you are one of the shining, bright people that I first met. You were always there, and I was like, who's that girl Praise?
I remember Angie was one of the first speakers that I watched at Tuesdays Together, and she taught us a lot about content and how to take a piece of content and send it out to your blog, to your Instagram, to your Pinterest, to your email list. And I'm like, this girl is nonstop. How does she do it? How does she do it? And so I had always been admiring you, and I was so happy that we got to create content for you and do a photo shoot for you. And I love that you exuded just like this confidence, and you just knew your angles, your positions. And so that's what we're going to talk about today.
I'm really lucky to have worked with photographers for the past several years that sort of taught me along the way, like even little bits of comments. I remember back in 2015, I befriended a photographer and another blogger friend who was like, you always have to find the light. And that was a revelation. And what that means is if you're outside, like make sure that you're not creating a shadow with your face, sort of tilt your head towards whatever light source.
Yes, okay, we're going to pin that. So posing 101 first, find your light. That is very key, and my photographer's heart feels so big with you saying that. And it's also about like using that light to your advantage too, because if you don't want a harsh shadow on your face, so find your light, embrace it even if it's high noon, like Angie said, kind of find it that way. Or don't push it off to the side, make it behind you if it's going to be totally behind you. So use it for that kind of good. So that is one really key thing. Also, too, you were talking about like how we're doing IG Live right now. I call this the DMV photo, where it's just so straight on. Right?
Yeah, so you're not able to actually like find an interesting angle. Like this isn't flattering for anyone. It's cutting off the top of my head. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Okay, y'all, if you're taking your own pictures, make sure that you're leaving enough space above your head. I don't know. I'm not a photographer. I don't know how to explain that. I think innately I sort of understand what makes a good image, but especially like if you're using a tripod or a self timer, like give yourself plenty of room above your head and also beneath your feet. You can crop it later. Like, don't worry about being too precise that way. As long as you have a decent camera. As long as you have a
Casey definitely agrees. He's like, yeah, ladies, stop cropping off your head. Stop cropping off your feet. He gets it. He freaking gets it.
And since this is IG, like just in case some of you are like really, really new to IG, you can always expand the photo when you go to upload it. Like OG IG was just that square, but now you can actually elongate it. What's that ratio? I think
vertical.
Yeah.
Vertical photo.
What is that? 4:6, 5:7. Anyway. So yeah, make sure that you do that and play around with it, because when you upload it, you can move it around too. Especially if the format is larger, and you take my advice and you get above your head and below your feet and maybe even a bit out to the side, you can crop, zoom in, zoom out, and just move that around so that we're not straight on. You want to be kind of like to the side, right? Like it's more inviting. It's more natural. If you're just like this.
Hi, I am a deer in headlights. This is cool. That is not going to up your engagement and help you get your voice out there. That's great because you can always crop in, hard to crop out.
After all, it's social media. Right? Yeah, so we have to be social.
We do, and he's mourning those who just don't get that. Who don't get that. One of my favorite quotes is people like to connect to not a business, but to people. And so it's that human interaction that'll make a big difference. And I want to say it's because like in real life, when we talk to people too, we're not often like so face to face like that. When the person is talking, we're actually looking around and they're still looking at us too. And so it's more natural to kind of look around, be around, have some negative space around you. So good. So find your light to kind of have a lean. Don't look at everything straight on. You're gonna pin
and
that
what
in.
is helpful with that, so I am in my baby's playpen because that is just where I hang out, is shifting your weight. So if you're standing and again you're like taking your own photos, play around, step forward with your right foot, step forward with your left foot, bend that knee. Like very rarely are you going to stand up like pin straight and look comfortable or inviting or great. My friend Francis actually taught me the fake step. Like take a step back and just walk a little bit because that natural movement is going to translate so much better in an image. Even though it's a still image, a little bit of movement is going to make it much more impactful and memorable.
Yes to Francis. Having that walk makes a big difference. But also it just creates like a movement in your legs. And that's like a big question is people always ask me like, where do I put my legs? Where do I put my
So
hands?
I am sitting Indian style, but even just a little bit like this, right? Shifting to the side, a little bit like this, leaning on something, just putting your hand. And you can play with this, right? But it's so much more interesting than this. So that was me with my right leg. How is it with my left? Ooh, what if I turn a little to the side so that there's an angle in my body? Look down, look that way. Ooh, looking down and looking up. So helpful to refresh your face. Also, when you exhale, something just happens where your whole body relaxes and makes a snap, again, look more natural.
Breathing. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that would have been key to looking natural? Just to echo everything you are saying is breathing. Yes, I swear by 3 deep breaths before any photo shoot. She's dying over there. Take a few deep breaths, sis. We got this. But then also moving with your hands. Loved your tips about like, oh, is it hand on chin? Maybe hand in the hair too. And do you see how like she's angling her body? Sis can even flow from a playpen. If that is not fire, I don't know what it is.
One photographer for this shoot was very much like just play with your hands. It might feel weird, but it's gonna look really natural. And the only thing I remember is she was like, pretend like you're using a salt shaker. Pretend like you're sprinkling some salt. So like it was for this new fashion line. And I'm just like posing and sprinkling salt like behind me and in front of me. It really ended up looking good.
I love that. One song, shake it like a salt shaker, shake it like a salt shaker.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, because then your hands are kind of loose too. That is so good. And because I've had people take pictures of me where I'm just standing there and I didn't know a camera's on me. Do you know what raptor claws are, Angie? Just, for all you don't know, it's just like when your hands are just like this. You're like, this is not what we want in a photo. That is not what we want. So salt shaker better than T-Rex.
Another thing that I think is like really basic, but I have to constantly remind myself of it as well, is posture. Just sitting up straight or standing up straight before you take those deep breaths is going to make a world of difference. It's going to align your body, align your features, your bone structure, make you look confident. So channeling confidence too, thinking about the emotion you want to be, how do I say that? Okay, so if this is like a shot for your business, think about how powerful and determined you are to reach your goal. That's probably going to be conveyed in your facial expression.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that's so good. Really, one, especially if you're shooting for business, I feel like confident women can really change the world. And so exuding that kind of confidence is key, which kind of goes honestly to the inner work of photos. I sometimes can get so meta about it, but when I'm working with a client, a few deep breaths definitely makes it different. But it's kind of that core work of showing up for yourselves and showing up for others fully as you are, and knowing that that is valuable. That is the work. That is the true work.
You're right.
That's the deep, deep stuff. Not that that can be solved on Instagram Live. It is a continual process, my friends.
Continual. Absolutely.
Process.
Yeah. And working with photographers who are aware of that sort of helps you understand and pose better for like the rest of your life, honestly.
Okay, so that was so good. So we have find your light, really going in a flow, not doing things straight on, and kind of that inner work too of just knowing what emotion you want to convey. That confidence is really key. You were sharing with us some like photo hacks of, like, hey, make sure you take a picture kind of further out, not so zoomed in. Do you have any other photo hacks? I have one that I might share, but I would love to hear from you.
I'm kind of drawing a blank. I mean, well, I'm on this selfie stick tripod right now that has a remote control. So I have absolutely put it on a chair or a table, stepped all the way back to get a full body, or even like, a mostly full body, and use my big toe to push the remote if I had to like hold something like a product or just have my hands visible. So, I mean, get yourself a selfie stick tripod, John, with a remote, and you don't have to just use your fingers.
You are my ideal gal who knows how to be her own Instagram. Yes, the timers. Yes, using all your limbs, including your toes. That is so good. I do love that. I know, like if people have the Apple Watch, that's like synced to the iPhone, so you can take pictures that way. So that's a remote little hack there. Another thing is that you can set your cameras for iPhones to take live photos. And so for those people who are doing movements, what a live photo does, right? It takes a picture like a little bit before and after the movement. Yeah. And so then you can find the frame where like your legs are looking right, your salt shakers were looking right.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I've totally done that. That's a great hack. Another thing that I love the live for is converting that live to a short video file. Because I don't think a lot of people realize that you can do that super effing easily. And also it imports the sound. So the first time I realized that, there was like a bird sound and a bird swooping into the image. I was like, this is freaking cool. And then I forgot about it. And another time it was like a friend and I were taking a picture. She visited me in SF and we're like giggling. It was amazing.
I love that. Like, you didn't even know that we were capturing this magical moment in your life.
Yeah.
Gotcha with the live photos. That's so good. And then how do you convert that live photo into a video?
I think I used to use the Google Photos app because I was using that a lot to back up and sync. And I also used it to make my animations, and I was making animations a lot. I want to say that it's even easier to save it as video now that iPhone is more sophisticated. I'll have to check and then come back and comment on this. I turned the live off because I found it was too difficult lately to get the shot that I wanted. I just have a lot less time. When I pre-baby, you know, I could take like endless amounts of photos, change my hair slightly or whatever. But now the live hasn't been serving me as well. So I'll mess with it.
You know why she's busy, people? Because she's raising an excellent human being. Snaps to that.
I just want him to be kind and I want him to stay happy. Yeah.
Are you happy, bud?
Oh, are you really?
Wow, all the emotions. Can you show us some of your posing tips, Casey? How do you show off that really great smile of yours? Also, what is your opinion on, like kind of face and neck too? Are you a smile with teeth, a no smile with teeth? What about people trying to find their angles that way?
So I think it's a lot of trial and error, right? Like I'm an elder millennial, so I used a lot of disposable cameras and I was taking selfie pictures back then too. Like in the mirror, I mean. But chin up, not so much down. If we're talking not a straight selfie and we're trying to make it look natural and you're looking at something, also looking past, here's this toy cup. Instead of looking at this cup, you can look just past this cup. And in the picture, it doesn't really make a difference, but as far as like my pose, it's probably a lot better than looking down at this or a little up and beyond it.
That's so good.
I learned that from Ella.
Up and over. Yeah, because that'll make a huge difference. Kind of make you look kind of long, tall, and again, it's going back to that emotion, exuding that confidence. Hunched, like, displays insecure, right? But long, tall, chin up, girl is on a mission.
Yeah.
That makes a really big difference. Well, this is excellent, Angie. Thank you so much for sharing these nuggets with us. I kind of wanted to ask, like, so what is next for you? I know I have been learning for you for the past number of years. And the world is your oyster. Like, what can people expect from you next?
Well, I'm currently transitioning my online presence to be more mom focused and lifestyle. So that is what I'm working on right now.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to cheer it on because I feel like you, the messenger, there's never been a mom like you before.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of disheartening and strange that there's only really picture perfect moms or moms that are making fun of themselves and sort of finding camaraderie with others because they're like a hot mess or whatever. And it's like, okay, like those things are funny. And yes, I love aspirational accounts. Some of my friends are picture perfect moms. It's just not who I am. Like, obviously, like my house is pretty messy and I'm okay with that. And I think a lot of people are where I am right now. And you know me, so you know it's really important for me to be honest, even if I don't know, someone might find it embarrassing or whatever. But I just think it's especially important in motherhood because we don't know what we don't know, and a lot of times we feel like we're failing when we're not. And without having these open channels of communication, it's really easy to feel isolated and like you're failing when in fact most people are probably feeling the same thing that you are.
I love that. I love that you're already using that platform to make people feel less alone, more seen. That's excellent. So people can find you at Angie Hilem. She also has a TikTok account, people. Watch it, be entertained, be loved. This
TikTok's so much more fun these days.
Fun is like the key ingredient, you know?
Heck yeah.
The key ingredient to anything. If you're baking something, everyone is making that quarantine sourdough bread. Put a little fun in it. The secret ingredient. Well, thank you so much, sister, for participating with me in this. Again, you are the poster child of how to be your own Instagram husband, which is the ebook coming out June 1st. Just throwing that out there. So this is all part of the hype for it. If you guys want to learn more about that ebook, you can go to my profile and sign up for a free chapter. Shoot, you know what I need is I need a picture of Casey. Probably that's the secret ingredient that needs to go in that book. Yeah. Are you going to show them how to be your own Instagram husband, bud? Mm-hmm. I see also a great look is that over the shoulder pose. Take notes, everybody. Take notes. This has been so good. I will post this to IGTV so people can watch it later. Do you have anything else to add, sister?
Thank you so much for asking me to do this and being in my life. You are inspirational.
Thank you, sister. Much love. Miss you, and we'll see you IRL very, very soon.
Okie dokie. Casey, say bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Bye.